Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World, Black Business School. And I'm going to do something pretty quick that we talked about today on Instagram. My Instagram account is The Real Boyce Watkins. So if you ever want to join intelligent Black conversations, follow us on the gram at The Real Boyce Watkins. Anyway, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button before we get started. And what I'm going to do is send a quick note out to everybody on blackenough.com and our social media platform, which Black Enough is basically the Facebook for Black people. This is how you spell it. So if you want to join blackenough.com, if you're Black enough, because we keep it real, we keep it 100, we keep it Black, and there's no fear of being Black without being put in Facebook jail. We never do that to you. So anyway, let me jump into this conversation and get started, and I'll greet you as you come in. Shout out your city as well. If you just came in, shout out what city you're from and all that stuff. Okay, so I was asked to sort of address this, so what I decided to do is put together a quick list. This is from observation. You know, as we were making the Black Love Blueprint, we were talking about interracial dating, which we know is a controversial topic. First of all, I want to start off by making sure it's clear that we're not judging you based on who you decide to date. I have people in my own family who chose to engage in interracial dating, interracial marriage, all that stuff, and I love them anyway. I don't hate somebody just because of who they love. If you're gay, if you like a white person, if you like an Asian person, I have, that ain't none of my business. As long as you ain't trying to sleep with no children or kill nobody, then that's on you. So anyway, moving on, the thing that I have observed though is that I think this is a conversation that should be had, because I think that it's important for us to understand a couple of key things. I think the number one key factor that I believe in, this is just my personal belief, and if you're here, you might agree with me. I'm not sure. Tell me yes or no if you agree with this. I think that there is a reason that Black people, especially those who are worth a damn, should aim to be with other Black people. I'm a big believer that marriage and all these other things are, are situations where you're combining power, you're bringing together resources and empires. I'm not gonna lie, that brother with Robert Smith, the brother who gave all the money in Morehouse, I had mixed vibes, because if you look at his wife, I mean, no disrespect to his wife at all, but his wife's not Black. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but his wife's not Black, and she's like a Playboy model or something, right? So he knows. I mean, that's what he likes. That's what he likes. I'm not judging that at all. This is not criticism, but y'all know I got to keep it real. I got to keep it 100. And and when I saw that, when I see that kind of combination, I think, my God, so she's gonna lock up $5 billion of Black wealth when he dies, and she ain't gonna be giving nothing to Black people. Like, she ain't gonna be connected to, I mean, maybe a little bit. She probably supports what he does, but she ain't Black. She ain't Black like him. Like, if he married a straight up sister, like he married, Dual Victory is one of our moderators. If he married a sister like that, that money would be building schools. That money will be building Black businesses. That money will be building up hoods, buying up entire blocks. That money, I mean, imagine imagine if he married a woman who thinks the way I do. Not that I'd want to marry him, because I don't get down like that. But imagine if he married a woman who thinks the way we do, and what she could do with that kind of wealth. Like, she could literally transform entire cities across the country with that kind of money. If you use it smartly, like, you could literally elevate an entire community out of that. So I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get mad about it. Well, maybe I am a little mad about it, but I'm not mad at her. I'm not mad at him, because he did a good thing. He gave all that money to Morehouse. I think it's all good, but shit, man, come on, bro. really? Anyway, let me keep going. So here's the deal. All right, so so with interracial dating, basically I compiled a quick list based on our conversation on our Instagram, The Real Boyce Watkins. And I wanted to run through this list with you guys in terms of giving you perspective on some of this, in terms of what I'm seeing as far as interracial dating. Here's the list. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button if you're on YouTube. Please hit that thumbs up button. Take 1 second to do that. One reason I believe a lot of brothers, go after white women is that there's something about the Black man or the men in general, men tend to want something they can't have. Like, you think about it, there is, I see somebody mentioned the trophy wife, or the woman that, was forbidden from you. For a long time, we know black men were killed, castrated, burned alive, etc., for even sleeping with a white woman in consensual sex. That is not disconnected from the present day, where black men are being sent to prison with no evidence for consensual sex, right? Albert Wilson, I'm gonna keep mentioning this brother's name until one of y'all comes in and tells me he's been freed. I'm gonna mention Albert Wilson's name for the whole 12 years he's locked up, because Albert Wilson does not deserve to be in prison, because he did not do nothing to that white woman. Nothing, in fact, if anything, she should be maybe locked up for lying. I believe that Albert Wilson is the victim of a predator, but he's not the first black man to go through that. There's been many black men to go through that. So a lot of black men, I think, because historically the white woman has been something we can't have, something that maybe some men felt that they desired, or they want to stick it to the man or whatever. You see old school men especially make those kinds of comments like, yeah, I go get with the white women because I'm gonna take your women. That's what men kind of do. They take each other's women. It's real weird, but men just do that. That's just, the bastards that they are. And we are, all of us. I'm a man too, so I'm sure I got some of that in me. I don't know. But what was it? But the one thing I was thinking about was I had a friend that was in prison for a while, and one of the things he said that the guards used to say to the inmates, to really mess with them, is the white guards would literally say things like, well, why you in here locked up? We out fucking your women. Like literally he would say things like that, so it was kind of, tough. It's tough being a black man, but that means black men got to be tough. It's tough being a black man, but that means you got to be tougher than tough. You feel me? So that's why I really encourage you, push your sons to work hard, to fight through their challenges. I'm glad my daddy raised me to not be a pussy ass man, because we don't live in a pussy ass world. We live in a world where it's tough to be a black man. So black men got to be tougher. Do you agree, or do you agree? Tell me if you agree. Next one. Here's the next reason. 2, the white woman is the ultimate status symbol, the ultimate trophy wife for some, in the minds of some people. The white female has always been exalted and elevated and lifted up and celebrated and worshipped, and like a goddess, and all these other things, just put on the pedestal in society. When a black man and a white woman commit the same crime, the white woman gets a sentence down here, if she gets sentenced at all. The black man gets sentenced down here. Every statistic, every data set, every analysis, every scholar who's ever done work in this area will confirm for you that if a black man and a white woman commit the same crime, the black man has a greater likelihood of being arrested. The black man has a greater likelihood of being charged. The black man has a greater likelihood of going to prison, and the black man will get a longer prison than the white woman. So the white has always been held up on the highest pedestal of all of American society, and so that's where predatory feminism ultimately came from, is the power of the white female sort of crushing everyone else, attacking everyone else, and saying, if you don't believe what I believe, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to take you down. I'm going to accuse you of something that nobody can prove, that allegedly happened 30 years ago. And I don't have to answer any questions, but you got to answer all the questions. And even after you answer all the questions, I'm still going to destroy you, because I am the white female. I can ruin you with one accusation. So the white female, I think, for a lot of brothers, is just a status symbol. I don't know if it's due to self-hate. I think it's self-hate. I think that there are black people who see ourselves as lower quality, and when we get with something that we see as higher quality, we engage in what corporations and what marketing experts refer to as brand association. So you feel that your brand as a black person is a low quality brand. My brand as a black man is a nasty brand. It's a dirty brand. It's an ignorant brand. Your brand as a white woman is as pure as the driven snow. It's a high quality brand. It's like going out or leaving Walmart and going to Gucci. Like, why, if I can go buy at the Gucci store, why am I going to go shop in Walmart, right? And so now I'm gonna tell you, people with self-esteem intact, like me, I think my self-esteem is intact, at least when it comes to clothing and all that. I don't need to go to Gucci. You might see me up in Walmart. Could I afford to buy Gucci? Of course I could, but why the hell would I give you hundreds or thousands of dollars for something just because your name is on it? Why would I do that? If I'm gonna buy some Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton, I'm gonna buy the black Gucci. I don't know what the black Gucci is or the black Louis Vuitton is, but I'll find it and I'll pay for that. I'm not gonna pay for no to have some European man's name on my ass. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me, right? So ultimately, I think that there's a perception that the white female is the ultimate brand builder for the black male. And a lot of these brothers, low self-esteem, don't know who they are. They feel that getting with that white woman is a validation, makes them feel better about their existence in this world. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do that. We're going through 5 reasons why Tyrone fell in love with Becky, and 5 reasons why I believe, based on my experience, based on what I've seen, based on what I've read, and brothers I've talked to, why some brothers feel that white women are better picks. Also, don't forget, join us at blackenough.com. This is our social media platform. Make sure you sign up at blackenough.com. And also, if you live in Chicago, I'll be in Chicago on Sunday and then LA next month. So you can go to drboycechicago.com or drboycelosangeles.com if you want to come hang out. All right. The third reason why a lot of Tyrones fall in love with Becky's is a lot of these brothers, especially talking about athletes and rappers, they get detached from the community. You look at ASAP Rocky. He's right now anyway, as of this recording, he's still locked up in the Swedish prison, and they care nothing about letting him out or him bringing him home to his family. He's not like an immigrant child where everybody's going to feel bad because he's been separated from his children or from his family. I don't even know if he has kids. They're going to keep him locked up. And one of the things that brothers like him talk about is they talk about the white women, and a lot of times that happens because they reach an elevated status, they become athletes, or they get identified at the age of 7 as a talented black person, which they say, okay, most Negroes we don't need, but this one we want. So they tag him, they tag him and bag him and drag him down to to some other place. They maybe he goes live in the suburbs, or whatever. And next thing you know, he's in a space where he's surrounded by people that don't look like him. A lot of athletes like Adrian Peterson just went broke. Adrian Peterson just lost everything, or he's in the bankruptcy court right now after making $100 million. And his agent was saying, I did a video on this on drboycetv.com. You guys should feel free to go look at it. And basically one thing that his agent said that really pissed me off, his agent said, or his lawyer said, well, he trusted the wrong people. And I was like, well, okay, wait a minute. So his agent and his lawyer, y'all can't say he trusted the wrong people because y'all are the people he was trusting. You can't say he was surrounded by the wrong advisors, financial advisors, because you were among that team of people that were supposed to be looking out for him. But the reality is that people don't look out for you. They're going to look out for themselves. So a lot of these athletes get pulled away. They get pulled into a new space where they go to, their agent invites them to a party. Everybody at the party is non-black, and they see their blackness as a liability. They see that I'm helping you by getting you out of the hood. I'm helping you by getting you away from your people. I'm helping you by getting you away from your homeboys and your family and all the people that really have your back. So ultimately, he ends up with Becky and decides he wants to marry her because that's the love of his life, because he ain't meeting no black women. Now, let me see here. Isn't the love of Becky simply, first of all, Gregory Wyatt, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it, brother. Your money will be put to good use, I assure you. It isn't love of Becky. It's simply yearning to engage in bestiality. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. I'm not making any sort of response to that. I'll let y'all kind of laugh that one off. All right. I ain't out here trying to call nobody no beast, because I'm not trying to get YouTube trouble, YouTube jail and Facebook jail. See, you trying to get me in trouble, man. All right. So see, he's trying to be funny. This is just jokes. He's just trying to be funny. All right. So next reason why you have brothers that fall in love with Becky is I think that there is a feeling amongst black people who engage in interracial dating that that they kind of want to get away from the trauma and the challenges that come with being black. Black people, we're messed up in the head in certain ways. A lot of people are messed up, but we have this sort of post-traumatic slavery syndrome, and that's a real thing. And we have, the 76% of our girls grow up without a daddy. That affects your dating behavior. That affects your dating choices. That affects your ability to trust a man. That affects all your relationships. A lot of our brothers grow up without daddies. That affects their ability to be men, to do the things that men are supposed to do, because you don't know. You saw your mama being the man of the house, so you don't know. You're kind of in this weird flux sometimes. Not everybody. I'm not just saying a diss on anybody who grew up without the father. I'm just saying, because that's the majority of us in here. I don't know if your dad was around or not. Feel free to mention, to share the experience. But ultimately, there's just a lot of challenges and a lot of trauma and a lot of chaos, that comes with being black. And I think that some people see whiteness as kind of an oasis. The same reason you move out of the hood and you move to the suburbs, because you're like, I'm so glad to get away from that because there's so much hood stuff. I had a little cousin call me not too. They was trying to come up and beat them up because they were making too much noise when they were walking around their apartment, and it's just like, man, I'm like, shit. Most people I know that got money, they don't have to deal with stuff like that. But the people that live, in certain spaces, you got to deal with people's mental illness. You got to deal with chaos. And I love black people, but I work with black people all the time, every day, and I see the dysfunction. I see the greatness of black people every day, and I see the tragedy of blackness every day. I've seen it. I've even had dramas that have lived out in public where, you know, you might see somebody's mental illness on full display, you know, and it's very tough. You know, I will be the first to admit that dating a black man or dating a black woman can be difficult. You know, it's one of the toughest things out here. I'm not going to say that black people are tougher to date or whatever, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, I mean, sister, have you dealt with brothers where you're like, man, he got too many problems. Like, I don't know how to help him work through all of his shit. You know, you're like, damn, are you ever going to run out of shit that I have to help you work through? The same thing is true with dating black women sometimes. You know, you got a lot of black women that are really traumatized. And that's why I say it's like survival of the fittest or the strongest. Like the strongest ones are the ones who stick with the community. Like it's like the strongest, the bravest ones who go back to live in the hood, knowing that you know that things might happen. You know, it's the strongest ones that go build a community in the build a business in the black community when there's fewer resources. It's the strongest ones who say, I'm going to love a black woman no matter what. I don't care. Because I told y'all straight up, when I get married, y'all know who I'm going to get married. It's Dr. Alicia. That's who I'm going to get married. In fact, it'll probably happen sometime sooner than you think. But you know, even if I didn't marry her, I'm not going to marry someone who's not black. I'm not going to marry Becky because I feel like that is my it's important for me as a soldier in the black community, as a member of Team Black People. It's important for me to be loyal to the team. And the greatest amount of loyalty that you can have for your team is to give your best to your team. The greatest thing you can give to your community is your life and your future, right? Your wealth, your power, your everything. So I'm a man that has a little bit of wealth. I got a little bit of power. I have, you know, some other things I love to believe that I can give to somebody, to, you know, my family, my partner, whoever. Why am I going to give that to somebody else, right? I'm going to give it right back to the black community. So if I die, in my will, there will be black people all throughout my will inheriting everything from my name. My name is worth millions of dollars. I just tell y'all the truth. You know, my name is worth millions of dollars. My company is worth millions of dollars. I would not feel good if all of that went into the hands of other people, because I'm really thinking about what people in future generations can do with those resources and how they can flip it and turn it into something greater than I could even imagine. So anyway, moving on, I want to say thank you for your donation, Malachi. I appreciate that very much. Malachi says, what do you think about Latin and other women of color that are not black? Well, what's interesting, man, is actually they have a lot of black people with African roots that live in, you know, South America and other places, you know, and I think that's important for us to remember. Every Latino person ain't like us. So let's just be clear. You got some Latino people that are as white as a Klansman. You got people that come from, you know, Colombia and Peru and Cuba and Mexico and other places that literally identify 100% with white people. They see themselves as white. When they go home, they call dark people niggers. But you can also meet people in those countries who are as black as you, look just like you, who have got same African blood as you, going through the same trauma as you, the same oppression as you. So one thing that we have to really sort of understand amongst ourselves is that there are black people, darker skinned people like us, and those who identify with the darker skinned people, those of us who are classify ourselves in that space of blackness, you're getting it all throughout the world. That colorism is very real all throughout the world. So I think that it's perfectly fine. You know, in fact, I was actually engaged one time to a beautiful, wonderful, intelligent, sweet woman who happened to be, her family was from Panama, but she looked just like me, same skin complexion, and she was an AKA. So I thought she was just African American. She had perfect English. There was no accent. And it wasn't until maybe 2 weeks into the relationship. And one day she got mad and she started saying, Boyce, why are you like she had this Spanish accent. I said, why are you making fun of Hispanic people? She said, because I am Hispanic. I said, no, you're not. What are you talking about? And that's when I found out, you know, so it's my bad. It was my stupidity. But she was a good quality woman. And I would say this too, you know, that experience, just me being completely real with y'all, you know, her family, you know, was a Latino family, and they were more intact. They had a different kind of culture from what I would see in a lot of African American families. There was tradition there. The mother and the father had been married for 30, 40 years. You can tell a difference. You can tell a difference in terms of the level of trust she had for me, the comfort of the relationship. Right now, I'm not going to get into why it didn't happen. It doesn't matter. But I'm only revealing. I'm taking a big risk. You know, it's weird talking about your personal life when a lot of people are watching, because people get all judgmental and stuff. But I can say that, you know, it stuff like that, you know, help to highlight what damage has been done to us as Black people because of what we've gone through. You can't pretend like we don't need healing. You can't pretend like we don't need therapy. Black men need to be elevated. Black women need to be elevated mentally. We got to go through a lot of work. And if you don't believe you need any work, then you probably need more work than anybody else. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. Also, I don't get to the last point, but also I want to remind you guys, we actually have a movie on Black love called The Black Love Blueprint. Came out of our film division. We do have a film company, so if you support Black films and you want to watch good Black movies, especially good Black movies that'll help your family, go to theblackloveblueprint.com. If you go watch the trailer at least, we appreciate that. That's theblackloveblueprint.com. Feel free to go check that out. All right, so the last point that I'll make in terms of number 5, why I think some brothers fall in love with Becky is I think I've met brothers who feel misunderstood by the Black community. Maybe, and tell me if you've ever been in this category, because I was in this category. It did make me want to date a white woman, but it made me understand why some people feel a little bit uncomfortable around certain kinds of Black folks. There's like a stereotype of what people think it means to be Black, right? A set of stereotypes handed to you by white-driven media, where you're supposed to be able to dance a certain way. Certain comedians are supposed to be funny to you. You're supposed to dress a certain way, talk a certain way, act a certain way. Whatever it is, right? A lot of people buy into those stereotypes. Like a lot of people believe, for example, they believe that when the electric slide comes on or one of those line dance songs comes on, you're supposed to run and jump up and run to the dance floor. I don't fucking run to the dance floor. Now, maybe it's, don't give me, now also though, it's, I notice when those line dance songs come on, it's usually mostly women out there, but there's a lot of people that almost act like that's like a requirement for being Black. Like, or when Step in the Name of Love came on, I had never even heard it when I first heard it, because I had quit listening to R. Kelly after, 2002 or 3 when he was accused of molesting children, right? But all the Black people ran to the floor and would dance to the Step in the Name of Love, and they all knew the dances. I didn't know that shit. I was sorry, I don't know those songs. I was studying, not to say that you don't study, but seriously, like I don't prioritize any of that. Like I prioritize things like, in college, I would prioritize going to the library, at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. A lot of my friends didn't do that. A lot of my friends would go partying on Saturday night, and they would make fun of me. And I'm talking about Black men and women would make fun of me because I wanted to go to the library Saturday night, and I didn't understand why they didn't want to do it too. I was like, you're Black. Like, it's going to be hard for you if you're stupid. Like I don't want to be Black and stupid. I want to go out here and achieve something with my life. But I didn't have a lot of Black friends that would do that with me. And again, it was on my campus, and I'm sure that there were Black people out there that think that way. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that smart Black people don't exist or academically dedicated Black people don't exist. I'm not saying none of that. But there's something to the fact that we have, parts of our culture, some parts that are dominant, some parts that are more suppressed, so the dominant part of the culture is, it ain't hard to find Black people playing football and basketball at an early age. It ain't hard to find Black people that know how to do all the line dances. It ain't hard to find Black people that love to watch BET and all that shit. But it is hard to find a Black person who, for example, will pay, hundreds of dollars a month to send their children to like academic preparation centers that help your child get ready for college at the age of 13, 14, 15 years old. I have a friend who's a brother who works at one of those academic test prep centers. And he's like, I wish I could get Black people to bring their children because they're all failing the ACT, because their parents will go out of their way to go to the damn football games, but they won't go out of their way to get their child to Saturday test prep. How the hell are you going to bust your ass to get your child to Saturday cheerleading camp, but you can't get them to Saturday test prep? What the hell? What, seriously? So my point is to say that I think that some people, when they feel misunderstood by the community, or that things are happening, that are supposedly Black and they're not Black enough, maybe that's why I got this term Black enough, right? It can create like an insecurity in that person, I think, or maybe a comfort where they just feel like, you know what, I'm just going to date a white woman because they're not going to judge me. They're not going to tell me, oh, you ain't a real brother because you don't eat barbecue ribs, or you ain't a real brother because you don't know how to dance, or you ain't got enough swag. Like I can identify with that because I was like Mr. Zero Swag. I still am. I ain't got no swag. But what I learned was that as a black man, you should have confidence in who you are, period. If you love your community, don't let nobody judge you because you talk white or act white or because you like things that white people tend to like. Man, fuck that shit. Maybe some of us need to go and like do like different things. Like if you want to go diving with sharks and there are only white people there, that's okay. They got black people out here that run marathons. When I go run a marathon, ain't no black people there hardly, but there's usually a couple of brothers there. I don't feel less black because I'm out trying to run a marathon. I'm like, you know what? I'm a black man who doesn't want to die from high blood pressure and heart disease because my fat ass want to sit on the couch and eat greasy food all day. So it's okay to change the game, and I think it's important to have confidence in that and to not let anybody steal your thunder as a black person. Don't let anybody steal that from you. Don't let anybody make you feel that because you don't know every single part of the black code or you don't want to watch Sunday's Best on BET and start praising the Lord and shit, that you're somehow less black than somebody else. No, we need to get out of those stereotype boxes anyway. So so I would say that, you know, I think that part of undermining, you know, the spread of Beckyitis among some of the brothers out here, that where they really feel like black women don't get them, is we have to broaden the range and understand that there's no one way to be black. There is no one way to be black. There is no black blueprint of what black people are supposed to do other than loving black people, right? So if you could be white as the driven snow, do all kinds of stuff. You go drink your latte at Starbucks, walk to the dog park and eat at Whole Foods and whatever other stuff white people do. I don't know all the things white people do. I'm sure there's some list somewhere. And you're not any less black than anybody else as long as you love your people. Because you can be black as black as night in terms of following every stereotype in the book and still not be an asset to your community and be a liability to the community. So let's just be clear about that. All right, so let me look at, I see 2 slides. Thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. A leader and scholar, respect. Oh, well, thank you very much for those kind words. Jason Jackson, thank you for your support. We appreciate you very much. Is a Roth IRA for index more beneficial or brokerage? You know what? I'm not going to hit investing today. But we do meet every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. in our master class, and all we talk about is investing in stocks and bonds and everything else. And I answer every single question that every single student asks. So if you want a good class that's better than a college class, go to drboycemasterclass.com. Actually, I think you can use the code word Powernomics. You can actually get half off. So go to drboycemasterclass.com. We meet every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. I also do a Q&A at 2 p.m. on Tuesdays as well for all of the students that live overseas. So drboycemasterclass.com. All right. So the 5 reasons are, just to summarize, 5 reasons that a lot of brothers get Beckyitis. 1, we tend to want things we can't have. 2, the white woman is seen as a status symbol. 3, a lot of brothers are detached from the community, especially athletes. They're pulled away. 4, avoidance of black trauma. Like I'm going to go date white people because black people scare me or black people distress me or I don't know how to work through black people's shit. 5, feeling misunderstood. Black people don't like me. Black women don't like me because I don't have enough swag, or black men don't think that I'm, they think I'm too white or whatever, whatever it is that people think about you, that's really part of your confidence in developing who you are, being okay with that. Like self-love is the first step toward finding real love, just in case you don't know. You got to be okay with who you are, but you also have to learn to not be an asshole. That's another important thing too. Like seriously, the most important advice I would give people about love is don't be an asshole. Never assume somebody has to date you just because they agreed to date you. They can be with anybody. So treat them with respect. Be nice to people. Like I can't think of too many reasons I have to yell at my woman. I don't yell at her because I know she could be dating anybody. She could be anywhere, right? So if I have a problem, then I have to bring it to her in a respectful way. If she has a problem with me, she brings it to me in a respectful way. If I ask her to make me a cup of coffee, she'll hop up and make me a cup of coffee. But if she asks me to do it, I'll do it for her too. Just don't be an asshole. I think that's really important. All right. So a couple of things I will point out. First of all, somebody asked, how can we support you? Well, there's a lot of ways. I don't want a donation necessarily. I mean, unless you want to do one. If you want to do one right in the chat, you can. I think Super Chat should be working where you can donate. But actually, also, if you want to be a patron of the channel, we do have a Patreon account. If you go to intelligentblackpeople.com, that's intelligentblackpeople.com, then your patronage, your monthly support will allow us to spread intelligent black media throughout the world. We can expand the channel. We can market more. We can push the message to more people. And we know exactly who we are, what we believe in. So if you want to support, that would be very, very helpful. That would be greatly appreciated. And the money will be put to good use. And we will give you lots of free stuff as a result of your patronage. So it's not a donation, it's an investment, and we will make sure you got a good ROI. The last couple things I'll say is one, I do think I just got to make sure this is completely clear. Maybe I'm biased when I say this, but it's true. I believe that it is dangerous for black men to date women who are not black in this environment. I believe it's always been dangerous. If you don't believe me, look at how many black men have been killed or incarcerated after a false accusation from Becky. If Becky accuses you of anything, she can destroy you. Ezekiel Elliott, who plays for the Dallas Cowboys, he had a girlfriend who was white. He wanted her to go away. She was trying to get into the party, and he wouldn't let her in. He was like, take your ass on somewhere. And she literally in front of everybody was yelling. She said things like, I'm a white girl. I can ruin your whole career. I can accuse you of anything. I can ruin your whole career. And then later on, next thing I know, she's accusing him of domestic violence. So no proof, of course. But and the thing that saved him was that everybody overheard her saying this to him, like, I'm a white girl, I can tell you. So people know their power, right? So the same way they talk about in the Me Too movement, one thing they talk about in the Me Too movement is that when a powerful man is dating a subordinate, like dating a woman that has less power than him, that's a relationship they discourage, because there's a power dynamic. It's like when Mike Tyson dated Robin Givens, there was a power dynamic there where he could kill her with one punch. Well, the same thing is true when a brother dates a white female. There's a power dynamic, a power asymmetry, a power imbalance there, where she could kill you with one punch. She could destroy your whole future with one accusation. It ain't got to be true. There ain't got to be proof. There ain't got to be no evidence, no witnesses, no nothing. Go look at Bill Cosby. Go look at Albert Wilson. Go look at Quintez Cephas at the University of Wisconsin. Go look at Emmett Till. Just keep going back, and you will find 1,000,001 examples of situations where a brother went down from the accusation from a white female. Go back to Black Wall Street. All of Black Wall Street was burned down because a white female said, that black man touched my butt. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but that's how Black Wall Street got burned down. Was a white female said a black man touched her, and the white men got mad and they burned down the whole town, locked up hundreds of black people, killed tons of people, and stole $1 billion worth of assets, and nobody's paid those people back. So that's the first thing I'll say about that, is that I do believe it's dangerous, and so I think you should warn your sons. It's very, very important. Rosewood is another example. Thank you. Another one is, I've heard people say when they talk about black women dating white men. Dr. Julianne Malveaux came through and alluded to this, and other people have said this, that a lot of times brothers just don't step up to the plate, and that's why women like Serena, married the white guy, and Meghan Markle, is happy to be with the Prince Harry, or other women will marry outside the race because brothers don't step up to the plate, et cetera, et cetera. I think that kind of conversation needs to stop, because when you tell me that there's not anybody, or Kamala Harris, people got mad at me because I asked about Kamala Harris's husband, not because I think that it makes Kamala a bad person that she married a white guy. It's because I was just curious. I was like, how did you go to Howard and become an AKA and meet all these brothers and end up married to this guy? Like, I don't get it. I don't think it's bad. I just don't get it. I like to know that story, right? And people were like, oh, you're shaming her, you're attacking her, you're being sexist, you're being this, you're being that. I said, no. Because when Barack married Michelle, y'all was all over that. And if Barack had not married Michelle and they had said, this is Becky Obama, y'all asses wouldn't have voted for him. Y'all wouldn't have backed him the way you did if he had married Becky instead of Michelle. So if you wouldn't have married Barack, if he was married to a white woman, then how can you get mad at a brother if he says, I question your blackness or your commitment to the community because you passed over black men and chose to date Tom? Now, it does not mean I wouldn't support Kamala. If y'all know, my conclusion was that I think out of all the Democrats, I think she probably is the most qualified. I'm not voting for Democrats or Republicans, but if I were going to vote for a Democrat and I had to, you put a gun to my head, I'd probably vote for Kamala, right? But at the same time, I can ask whatever damn question I want. You can't tell me I can't ask that question. You can't give me that double standard, and you can't feed me this nonsense. I have people say these things like, well, Kamala, no brother stepped up to the plate. Brothers came up short. Brothers wouldn't blah, blah, blah. That's why she had to marry the white guy. Well, you sound just like the black men who say, well, I date the white girls because the black women, they all got attitude. They all got they don't want to act right. Black women, they a bunch of gold diggers. I've heard guys say these things. I've heard guys in private conversations say, oh, I can't be with no black woman. They all got these attitudes, and they want is money and all this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, did you date? Maybe you shouldn't be dating so many hooker hoes. Maybe you're dating ratchet ass stripper chicks. Maybe that's why you're running it. Maybe it says something about you that you have this perception of black women as opposed to black women. Like you really, like there's millions of black women all throughout the world, and many of them are very, very nice, very, very sweet people. So how are you going to tell me that you had to go marry a white woman because something's wrong with black women? I mean, if you're going to marry a white woman, go do it. That's all good. I'm not even hating you for it. I'm fine. If you and Becky are madly in love, then good luck to you. I might show up to the wedding. I might not. I don't know. But don't discredit an entire group of people because of the choice that you made. Because, you know, it's just like supporting a black business. You know, when you have those people that have one, you ever see those people that have one bad experience at a black business, and they're like, that's why I don't buy from black business, because we be messing up and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, you know, there's thousands of black businesses out there. Like there's lots of black people. That one barbecue spot you went to does not represent all black businesses. So why would you say that you're not going to support black businesses ever again because you had one bad experience with one black business owner? That doesn't make any sense. Or two or even 12 bad experiences. It doesn't matter. There's thousands of businesses. So what you do is, if you can't find one good black business, you go find another one. So if you can't find, if the one black woman that you chose is not good enough, then it's okay to say, you know, I think I'll just find another black woman who's better than the black woman that I met. Because I could tell you a million stories about, you know, shitty things, experiences, things I've seen with black women. Y'all know how crazy some of our people can be. Y'all know that, right? I mean, I could tell you personal stories about, you know, relationships where I'm like, oh my God, that woman was horrible, you know, but it doesn't make me say, oh yeah, I need to go date Becky because Becky's just so much better. It's an oasis. It's like a higher level of being when I get away from these crazy black women. Because I'm gonna tell you, you know, some of these brothers, a lot of these athletes, the Kevin Garnett's and all of them, shit, they get took to the cleaners financially. So, you know, hey, if you got sisters out there that'll rob you, you got some white women out there that will clean your clock and dump your ass back in the projects, broke as hell, not caring nothing about you or the horse you rode in on. So just be clear, ratchet people come in all shapes, sizes, and races. Let's just remember that. All right, so do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the share button. I'm going to go, before I go, I'm going to tell you 3 quick things. One, I hope you'll join us at blagenough.com. That's our social media platform. So in case you are like me and you get put in Facebook jail all the time, I believe in building our own. So we built this. We trademarked this. I have the trademark copyright papers in my desk. So I hope that you'll support and be a part of this and go in there and join the conversations. 2, I'll be in Chicago and Los Angeles this week and next month. So if Dr. Claude Anderson and I will be in LA, Chicago, I'll be doing a day-long investment seminar. If you want to find out more, go to drboycechicago.com or drboycelosangeles.com. 3, if you want to see our film on Black love and Black relationships, go to theblackloveblueprint.com. That's theblackloveblueprint.com. The film can either be seen on our platform or can be seen on Amazon Prime. It's all out there. So we are building a Black Hollywood. We're making another movie. We're making a movie called Black Capital, which is about 4 young brothers on the rise, like financially, stuff like that. Peter Parker's the director. He's a very well-respected director. Black Love Blueprint was directed by Dorian Chandler. These are powerful, amazing young Black filmmakers that you need to know about. Rick Mathis, I'm working with him on a film called Young Moneymakers. It's about children, Black children, building wealth, making money, starting businesses, building the future. We got to support our babies. A community is only as strong as its children. So if you want to learn about that film and that project or support, be a part of it, etc., or be an executive producer if you want to, go to weyoungmoneymakers.com. weyoungmoneymakers.com. So that's what we got going on. We got a whole lot of projects happening, and we're getting it in, we're getting it done, because one day we're going to get old and die, and I'm not going to go to my deathbed knowing that I didn't do my best for my people. So I encourage you to do your best also. Even if you're losing, keep doing your best. Even if it ain't working out, keep doing your best. Even if you have haters, keep doing your best. Even if you run into obstacles, keep doing your best. Even if you step back 2 steps, keep doing your best. Never, ever, ever stop doing your best. Repeat that in the chat for me so we can know that we're in sync today. Please say, I will do my best. 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 Do your best every day, because that's how you win in life. So always do your best. Got it? I hope you got it. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you for sitting with my long-winded ass. Y'all know how I get, but I got something to say. God's telling me to say it, so I'm gonna say it to you. And I love every one of you, and I appreciate you. Now I'm gonna go out here and do these 3 miles with my woman, because we're getting ready for this marathon. So I'll see you guys soon. Take care and have a great day. Be good. Peace.